Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Chief Judge of Lagos State, Justice Ayoade, the Chairman of Lagos Island Local Government, Prince Adele, member of the Lagos State Executive Council, Secretary to the Lagos State Government, Mrs. Tyree, Kabiyesi, the Oba of Lagos, Kabiyesi, the Oba of Badagry, my lords, temporal and spiritual, Chairman of Lagos State Local Government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Lagos State Government, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this farewell dinner for Mr. President. I am sure that a lot of you will be looking at this moment as when you say you have the joys of eating, then you say you have the sorrows of fasting. But then it is not so as such, because Mr. President is just going down the road, and he will be coming in and out of Lagos to see us every time. So it's really joy of meeting and joy of temporary parting, which is that joy. Thank you very much. I also will be fulfilling a lifelong dream tonight, because I wanted all my life to have a chance to shake hands with Mr. President. The moment has come as I struggle to go and shake hands with Mr. President, and I can assure you I will keep the hand permanently in my pocket so that I will not allow anyone, not even Chief Commemorating, and shake hands with me again till you know. Thank you. In fact, I'll be assisted in this assignment this evening by Chief Commemorating Williams, the best of the MCs around, Ms. Chino Badijo of Lagos State Broadcasting Corporation, and Lekon Ogunbawo, also from Lagos State Broadcasting Corporation. Put your hands together for them, ladies and gentlemen. There are four of us for this assignment, and we are arranged in order of excellence. The lady is the best of us. She is coming last. The young man is next to her. He is coming second. Chief Williams is also the best. He is coming, and I, the worst of them, have seized the chance to go and pretend to be the best. Give me a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, on occasions like this, talking could be very, very embarrassing. It gets too much. Mr. President and all the gentlemen here and ladies, we have very little time. A friend, Honorable Minister for Information is here, we have very little time. He does a lot of talking on his own. So I don't want to bore him, and I don't want to outdo him. May I, with all due respect, ladies and gentlemen, introduce you to the Chairman of Lagos Island Local Government, Prince Adele today for his welcome address. Thank you. It looks like your prince is huge.
Nigeria, members of the Armed Forces Police Council, the Military Governor of Lagos State, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, members of the Council of Ministers, the Chief Judge of Lagos State, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, members of the State Executive Council, Secretary to the State Government, White Cap Chiefs, members of the Association of Title Chiefs, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps. Apparently the protocol is a bit faulty. The First Lady, Mrs. Maria Lavanda, has been the first one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and humility that I welcome, on behalf of the people, the Oba, Chiefs, myself, Vice Chairman, Councillors of Lagos Island Local Government, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Ibrahim Babangida, and the First Lady, Chief Mrs. Maryam Babangida, to the City Hall, the seat of government of Lagos Island local government. I am indeed honored to be in a position to be part of this historic occasion. This memorable dinner to say farewell to the presidency. With the capital of the Federation moving to Abuja, the city of Lagos will never be the same. However, the city administration is committed to making Lagos remain the economic and commercial best center of the nation. Mr. President, I crave your indulgence to seize this opportunity on behalf of all local government functionaries all over the country to express our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. President for his granting of autonomy to local governments. We pledge to justify the confidence reposed in local government areas by this innovation. I must also thank the First Lady Chief, Mrs. Maryam Babangida, for honoring the City Hall with her distinguished presence twice within 36 hours. The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the First Lady, members of the Armed Forces Ruling Council, Military Governor of Lagos State, wife of the Military Governor of Lagos State, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, members of the Council of Ministers, the Chief Judge of Lagos State, the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, members of the State Executive Council, Secretary of the State Government, the Oba of Lagos, West Camp Chiefs, members of the Association of Tribal Chiefs, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome to the City of Lagos, the City of Life. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, General Ibrahim Babangida, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, First Lady, Chief Maryam Babangida, Chief Justice of the Federation, members of the Armed Forces Ruling Council and Reserve Chief, Military Governor of Lagos State, Colonel Raja Abdulmaki, Mrs. Razaki, members of the Council of Ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps present, past governors of Lagos State, members of the Council of State, Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Chief Judge of Lagos State, Chairman Lagos Island of the Government, members of Lagos State Executive Council, Secretary of Lagos State Government, Oba of Lagos, Vice Camp Chiefs, my Lord Several Spiritual Chairman of the Government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my role is very simple, and that is on bringing on the food, which is basically the item we're all about here tonight. The distinguished personalities of the day will remain seated while they will serve. Once that time has been completed, the 4 serving points within the hall, and from about where I'm standing, which is about halfway down that front table, that half will attack that table, that half attack that table, and when I turn around, this half will attack that table, and this half that table. Starting from the front row, we work our way backwards. Am I clear? I thought that. This is the middle of the hall. That side, that corner, that side, that corner, that side, that corner, and that side, that corner, and so on. Thank you very much. Of Nigeria. Members of the Armed Forces Security Council present, Ministry Governor of Lagos State and wife, Deputy Governor of Lagos State and husband, members of the Council of Ministers, the Chief Secretary of Lagos State, the Secretary of the Government of the Institution, Federation, members of the State Executive Council, and all other people of government. It is with mixed feelings that we are holding this farewell dinner for our beloved President and the vision of the movement of the capital of the Central Republic of Nigeria from Lagos to Abuja. Lagos traditionally has enjoyed an enhanced status both as a gateway to Nigeria and also as the federal capital. Naturally, we are unhappy to lose this status. More importantly, we shall dearly miss our beloved President and his charming wife. I shall personally
will forgive us. I shall personally miss my worthy chiefs, Chief Mrs. Marian Babangida and Chief General Ibrahim Babangida, who are my Yeye Bayero and Bag Jayero of Lagos, respectively. Above all, Lagosians will miss a dear friend, a friend who served in the city of Lagos as a young officer. A young officer who performed remarkably well and rose to be the nation's chief of army staff. An army chief of staff that defended his nation so well that he rose to be president, commander-in-chief. A president who, more than any before him, has affected the lives, fortune, and future of Nigerians and Nigeria for better. A president who is not afraid to take tough decisions. A human face, an officer who is a gentleman. The city and the people of Lagos shall never forget you, my dear. Let me use this opportunity on behalf of my people to express our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. President for listening to the plan of the people to preserve the island of Lagos as a united and indivisible local government, one government for Lagos Island. I must also express our satisfaction at the superlative performance of the military governor of Lagos State, Colonel Raji Alagbe, Action Razaki, and congratulate him on his various achievements that he has performed on the island of Lagos, Ikeja. You get it? Island of Lagos, Ikeja. Finally, as a symbolic gesture of our love and will for Mr. President, and on behalf of the people, chairman, councillors, traditional chiefs of the city of Lagos, white cap chiefs of Lagos, red cap chiefs of Lagos, I wish to present the key to the city, the key of the city to my ever-loving friend, my president. Although the key is not the first thing that comes up in Nigeria, this is the first time that it is being presented.
Service Chiefs here present, members of the Armed Forces Ruling Council, the Military Governor of Lagos State, Deputy Governor, the wife of the Governor, members of the State Executive Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you need to be distinguished to be in this gathering. No other person can be here except a distinguished person. This is an emotional-laden evening for the people of Lagos because of the fact that since the Federation was formed, we have always known Lagos as the capital of Nigeria. And now to tell us that in the next 2 days, the capital moves to Abuja. Well, we are happy that the President has informed us that he will not forget Lagos. Yes, he will not forget Lagos. Although he might come as a visitor, but then he will still come back to Lagos. We have our arms open to welcome him anytime he wishes to come to Lagos. You have heard from our elder colleagues, the old brigade. They say also they never died. Sorry,
they're not old brigade. They are old breed. We are the new breed.
they went on self-exile. They banned themselves. But Lagos State lifted the ban this morning and brought them out for this great occasion. Prince Kehinde Adeosun. And Chief Femi Adeniyi Williams. They showed the love of broadcasting to we the younger ones, and the love is still growing. Maybe we should seize this opportunity to tell you a little bit about broadcasting. Everybody knows the glamour of broadcasting, but there is one thing they don't seem to realize. It is the fact that broadcasters are trained soldiers. Trained soldiers in the sense that when there is a coup, nobody comes out except the broadcaster goes on air. And the Chief of Army Staff will admire the way we dive under tables when the official is coming through. There's no way of identifying the loyal troops and those who are planning the coup. So you just hold your face in your arms and pray that you are with the loyal troops. That is broadcasting for me. We love it, and we shall keep the lights going. And now at this point, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and a real privilege for me to invite the President, my Chief of Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Viceroy of Lagos, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, to respond to the speeches that have been made today and also the presentation. Mr. President.
Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. First Lady, Madam Banga, Chief of the First Minister of Defense, Service Chiefs here present, members of the Armed Forces Ruling Council, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, members of the Council of Ministers, the Chief Judge of Lagos State, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, members of the State Executive Council here present, Secretary to the State Government, past governors of Lagos State here present, the Chairman, Lagos and local government, another local government chairman here present, His Royal Highness, Governor of Lagos, Honorable Senior President, White House Chiefs, members of the Association of Title Chiefs, Your Excellencies, members of the public, distinguished private sector chieftains in the city of Lagos, and then ladies and gentlemen. It is important on an occasion like this to place on record the appreciation of our people for their distinguished leaders whose benevolence has positively touched their lives in the last 6 years. I therefore find it gratifying that I should rise on behalf of the entire people of the city of Lagos in particular, and all those in the suburbs, as well as the hinterland of Lagos State, to express a profound gratitude to Mr. President for accepting to attend this historic ceremony at short notice. I believe that it is appropriate in the true sense of history to mark a great event such as this relocation of the capital of our country represents. Mr. President, sir, we are indeed privileged to be part of this unique history of which you are the prime movers. The movement of the presidency to Abuja on the 12th of December 1991 is symbolic of the full realization of the emergency of a new capital of the country. It also affords us the opportunity to reflect on the gains to the city of Lagos for having been the capital of Nigeria since colonial times. We note in particular, and with deep appreciation, the concern, affection, and commitment which Lagos has enjoyed under your administration. This is evident in the various projects which were commenced or completed before the movement of the capital to Abuja. Thus, Mr. President, you are leaving behind a legacy of love, extensive infrastructural facilities, and a flourishing city of Lagos. For this, an appreciative people acknowledge and commend their president and his administration. Only yesterday, we were privileged to hold the First Lady, Chief Mrs. Mariam Babangida, on an official visit to the state to see the progress made by the Better Life program in this state. Our interest and special affection for the city of Lagos and the state have greatly complemented those of Mr. President. I know that our women folk are just very proud of and thankful to our First Lady for her monumental contributions to the advancement of rural dwellers, of which women are particularly prominent. Your Excellency, the First Lady, let me assure you that the men are no less grateful to you because, as I said yesterday, better life for women is also better life for men. I thank members of the Armed Forces Ruling Council who have, together with Mr. President, contributed in one way or the other to the development of the city of Lagos. To members of the Council of Ministers, I extend felicitations from the people of Lagos for your collective wisdom in arriving at decisions which have affected the historic city for good. Our appreciation must also go to the organized private sector, members of the diplomatic corps, and all the distinguished Lagosians who have honored our invitation to be here this evening. we recognize and acknowledge your immense contribution to the development of this city. I thank our father, His Royal Highness, Oba Adeyinka Oyekan, CFR, COM Logo, and DSC Makodi. To have had the benefit of your delightful company at this occasion. It has been a most pleasant evening and a very special one which will go down in the history of this great nation. We wish Mr. President bon voyage as he leaves for Abuja and the entire federal government a smooth transfer to the new seat of government. I thank you all for your attention.
At times like this, one feels lost for words, because it has all been said. Tonight, we are privileged to have been making history, and we're still making it. This is not history we are likely to read in the history books. This is history we're enacting here tonight. This is living history. In 1976, since 1976 actually, when the idea was sold and bought to move the seat of government to a new federal capital territory at Abuja, little did we know that 1991, Thursday, December, will be the last day we will have any official right to refer to Lagos as the federal capital. Little did we know, sir, Mr. President, that you will be the one to ensure the effective movement, sir. But, sir, we are happy because our loss in Lagos is the gain of Nigeria. The loss of Governor Asaki is the gain of Major General Gado Nasco. And I am sure that the movement will not mean the shutting of the eyes of the federal government to the problems of Lagos. Instead, I see it as another demonstration of the belief of the present administration in a song that is well loved by the First Lady. Me, I like my country, I like the land and people, everything day for Nigeria. Make we join hands to make Nigeria greater. Abibeko, give me a round of applause. Mr. President, sir, this is a very rare honor for me. In fact, I would like to ask all the cameramen to focus me, because right now, I don't know the next time I'll have the opportunity of asking you to do something, sir. When you were in Lagos, I knew that one time or the other, there would be a state occasion that I might be privileged to MC. But sir, Abuja is a far distance to Lagos, sir. I know definitely that it will take some time, except you invite me, sir. And as they say in Yoruba, meaning that if the president calls you and you say you are busy consulting the oracle, who owns the oracle and you? If you invite me, I'll come, sir. But I can assure you, sir, Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that I have the utmost pleasure of inviting you, sir, to respond to all that has been said tonight. Mr. President, sir.
Members of the Armed Forces Joint Council, Colonel and Mr. Vice Asaki, Alaja and Alaji, former governors of Lagos State, governors in waiting, my fellow Lagosians. Only this morning I was a guest of honor at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. And I did mention the significance of this day, which is the 10th of December 1991. On that day, I did mention it to the audience that General Abacha and General Babangida enrolled into the Nigerian Army exactly 29 years ago today. But what I didn't tell them was that out of those 29 years, I spent 18 years in Lagos. I came to Lagos as a very young officer, full of life. I stayed in various places during the course of my duty. I was a young battalion commander, or a regimental commander at that time, and I had troops in Badagry, Epe, Ikorodu, and Ikeja. I lived in the barracks for 2 years. Then things began to change. In 1975, I moved closer to Lagos. I moved to Ikoyi and stayed there for another 10 years, 1975 to 85 in Ikoyi Crescent. And then moved up to Dodam Barracks from 1985 to the present time. In the last 18 years of my stay in Great Lagos, I have come across people, and I want to say that this is the city that nurtured me from what I was a young officer to what I am today, and for Lagos I'm grateful. I was nurtured here, cultured, baptized in politics, name it. Everything that is fine, I think I got it here in Lagos. So you can understand if I do say that I feel deeply touched by the gesture of goodwill to my person and the federal military government as manifested by this elaborate, well-organized dinner that has been arranged by the people of Lagos State to mark the occasion of the formal movement of the federal capital from Lagos to Abuja. The uniqueness and the symbolic nature of today's occasion has been aptly and well summarized by the military governor and His Royal Highness, the Oba of Lagos, in their various speeches. It is unique because it is unprecedented. It is also of symbolic significance because it constitutes a great watershed in our national history. The relocation of our nation's capital is not an everyday occurrence. As you are all aware, the decision to relocate our nation's capital is one that was informed by political and socio-economic considerations. It was a decision that had to be taken at that time because of the apparent pressure and strain was becoming unbearable for the city of Lagos to sustain its dual status. The resolve at that time to build a new city, even in the face of the enormous resources required to achieve this goal, was therefore foiled by our determination as an administration to bequeath an enduring legacy to the future generations of Nigerians. On this occasion, therefore, which marks the formal movement of the seat of government to Abuja, I want to recall with a feeling of nostalgia the memories of Lagos as a unique melting pot of activities of all people, of all tribes and human races. In spite of the limitations and constraints of size, the people of Lagos have demonstrated and lived up to their reputation of an accommodating group of people. The overwhelming support and tremendous cooperation that we have received as an administration cannot go unmentioned. It is therefore appropriate for me on this occasion to extend our appreciation to the entire citizenry of the state for your support and your loyalty. I want to assure you again that the movement of the seat of the federal government from Lagos to Abuja is not, and I repeat, is not an indication of the termination of federal interest in Lagos State. On the contrary, Lagos will continue to occupy a significant place in our developmental efforts. Indeed, the position of Lagos as the nation's economic and commercial nerve center is unequivocal. It therefore follows that the federal government's interest will be sustained. We will also ensure that all ongoing federal projects are completed in good time, while other viable ones that are considered necessary will be initiated. I wish to seize also this opportunity to thank the Oba of Lagos for the honor done me and my wife by the conferment of chieftaincy titles to both of us, which we cherish, and I assure you we will not misuse that title. As the seat of federal government moves to Abuja on Thursday, we feel gratified to leave behind a legacy of love and goodwill, extensive infrastructural facilities, and a flourishing city of Lagos, and look forward to Abuja that will unfold and give us all a sense of pride. Distinguished Lagosians, I cannot end this address without mention of two persons: the military governor of Lagos State, Colonel Raja Rasaki, and his wife, Mrs. Fatima Rasaki. For Raja Rasaki, he is the only officer in the Nigerian Armed Forces that has the unique name of being the commander of the Commander-in-Chief. And I want to thank you personally for everything that you have done, for making sure that the trust which we repose on you by the Armed Forces Ruling Council has not been misplaced. For Mrs. Rasaki, I don't know how to say, but I think they say behind every successful man, and sometimes behind every disaster also they say. But thank God that in the case of Mrs. Rasaki, she has been very supportive to your husband. You performed your duty as you should, and we are very proud that you helped this young officer to achieve what he has so far achieved. For the Deputy Governor, she was a permanent secretary with me, then later Director General. And I'm not sure if Alhaji Okun will allow me to talk about his wife. But I want to assure you that as a federal civil servant with whom I worked in the political office, She's one of the toughest women I have worked with. She is very dedicated, dutiful, and above all, professionally competent. For members of the Armed Forces Ruling Council, distinguished fellow Lagosians, I wish at this point to thank the Almighty God, the Creator who has seen us through to this point in the enormous task of recharting the political and socio-economic course of our nation's history. It is my fervent prayer that He will, in His infinite mercies, continue to shower His blessings on our great nation and guide us safely through the task of handing over to a democratically elected civilian administration. I thank you most sincerely for everything that you have done. I also want to add that it is significant that I spent 18 years in Lagos. I will not spend another 18 years as a military officer. So, the best of my career started here and terminated here. For Lagos and Lagosians, I remain grateful. Thank you very much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, indeed, all Nigerians would agree that 18 out of your 29 years so far, sir, as a military officer were spent in Lagos State, and you are pleased with your service to the people. Very briefly, with your service. I invite us to rise for the national anthem. Shall we take 3 hostages to Lagos State? Hip, hip, hip! Hip, hip, hip! Hip, hip, hip! And now 3 hostages to Abuja, the new federal capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Hip, hip, hip! It's not loud enough. Hip, hip, hip! We're eating tonight. Hip, 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 hip! 3 hostages to our dear president. His name? Right, but I must be Babangida ID. 3 letters, very significant. So 3 hostages, very hard ones now. Hip, hip, hip! Hip, hip, hip! Hip, hip, hip! God bless you. Commemorate the historic occasion of the movement from the capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the city of Abuja during the administration of General Ibrahim Babangida.
ẹjọ́ mi kọ́ sí báwo mi ní rí mọ́tò.
ní nǹkan tó jọ ọ̀nà torí ẹ̀ ti ṣe ṣe àlàyé ò lè yọ̀ fẹ́ ṣe. mo sọ lánàá akó kínní ìsìn padà africana tó padà pé ẹ jẹ́ ká kó sínú mọ́tò ẹ sọ pé tìbí airport ni ọ̀gá airport mi wọ́n kàn máa kú bẹ́ẹ̀ òun rèé sí president ìpolówó ọ̀gá ti wọnú kínní yẹn náà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀.
kó kúrò náà.
lórí títì. Ṣé kò tó sọ́jú lónìí á tó tù? Ní wọn bá tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ìbò ṣẹ́.
Alẹ́ mi ìnáwó ẹ̀jẹ̀ ìjọba. Não é porque está
Off that.